Hi everyone, haven't made a video for a little while, so I thought I'd make another one. Been busy doing bits and bobs. Right, so this is the back axle off my 1928 Austin 7 Chummy, and I have a bit of free play going on the pinion, or between the pinion and the crown wheel, just a bit of slop. So I stripped it all down, and I found that the contact area right on the inside edge of this pinion gear, so I was giving a bit of irregular wear, so I did do some readjustment on it. Now all the adjustment on this axle is by shimming it, so you've got shims here, shims that go in on here, and even the gaskets and the casing could be regarded as a shim. So first of all, I put the differential back in the casing. I was getting a little bit of sideways movement, so what I've done is just cut out some tin from an old sweet tin, so I put a gasket on both sides. You can see that one there. Now this setup, you have this aluminium spacer with a felt seal inside it on both sides. Now they're slightly different. This one here, you can see it's got a relatively thick lip on it. It's probably about 3 or 4 mil, and this one here is a bit thinner. So you could swap those around to position this crown wheel in the casing, depending on how you set up the differential. So because I had a little bit of sideways slop, put a shim in either end. I put it all back in the casing. Make sure you do all the bolts up nice and tight with the new gaskets on them, and that removed any sideways movement. Now you will have to readjust this again, because when you come to fit this pinion gear in the hole here, you need to make sure the crown wheel is in the right place. So I mean, I mucked about and I put 2 shims here and nothing there, and then 2 shims there, and played around with it until I got the right location for the crown wheel. So yeah, that's how that happens. And this has just got a thrust washer in here. That's the main bearing there. They're all quite nice. I fitted new half shafts to this thing probably 10-15 years ago, so they're all in good condition. So yeah, once you put this crown wheel back into the casing, in fact what you should do, you need to mark up the teeth, ideally with some engineer's blue or something like that. I just put a bit of spray paint, just a little bit of hammerite paint on there, just sprayed it over lightly. Put that back into the casing. I then started mucking about with fitting this up. Cut out a bunch of paper gaskets. These are probably work out about 0.2 of a mil thickness once they're squashed. But I ended up without any gaskets in here, and managed to get fairly good. I'm not sure whether you can see that on there. There's a fairly good wear pattern bang in the middle of the gear there. Not sure you can really see it. That's a good pattern. You want a nice even wear pattern bang in the middle, sort of along the length of the tooth, all the way around basically. Not sure you can just about see it there. And that's, you know, you can spend hours and hours shimming and adjusting, trying to get it all perfectly. Basically I've got it as good as I think I can get it. It's a case of put it all back together again, chuck it in the car, spin it up, and if it makes no noise, no rumbling noises or whirring noises, then I think we're good to go. So yeah, it's a little bit of a faff putting it all together and setting it all up. One thing, when you take these apart, it's a good idea to put some pot marks on the left and right hand side, because you could put this all the wrong way around and end up with 3 or 4 reverse gears and 1 forward gear, because it is possible to put this the other way around so the crown wheel's facing that way rather than that way, and it will all still work, like I say, until you find you put it in the car and you're going backwards when you select first gear. So you need to be mindful of that and how it all goes together. You need to be mindful when you're taking it apart to make sure everything's in the right place. Of course, when you bolt up these can go in any position around here, so you need to know where the bottom is, where the sump bung is, to make sure everything lines up perfectly. So yeah, it's a good idea to stick. I put 2 pot marks on this side and 3 on this side, just so you know. If you put 2 pot marks there and 2 pot marks there, you could still get them the wrong way around. Yeah, it just takes a little bit of time, patience and perseverance. I did ask online on a few forums about setting up gears and didn't get a huge amount of information. There's probably a few specialist people who can do it for you. It's always good to have a go yourself and learn a few new skills. So yeah, this is all ready to go back together in now, and throw it back in the car, see what happens. I'll probably give it a lick of paint as well, just to get the rust off. But yeah, that's about it for now.